Yo, where y'all at? Yo, I see you coming in the building, family. Welcome to the building. We about to build. I got my tea with me. Damn, I just burnt my lip. That shit was hot, boy. Damn. Oh, what's going on, family? I see y'all coming in. Come on in. We about to go ahead and do a lot. We about to do a divine light message right now today because I believe we people are stuck, right? And I got something to just explain and get off my chest, and the reason why, we're just gonna have to make moves, and I'm gonna break this down for a lot of black folks today. I'm gonna break this down for a lot of black folks. The reason why we are immobile at most times, and why we need to be more mobile. You feel me? I'm waiting for some more people. I see my family coming in. Y'all, come on, give me a few minutes. Let me get my tea. Might will get you something to drink too, because it's gonna be a little minute. You feel me? Get you a tea. Don't get no soda. All right, don't do no soda. Don't do soda. Get off that soda. If you on that soda still, you better get off it now. I command you, get off soda right now, and get you a bottle of water. Get you some, tea or maybe even a coffee. But let's go. We about to go in. Give me another minute, y'all. Let me just warm up to this tea, and I'm gonna start. Okay. Appreciate the build. Appreciate y'all coming in. So good. So good. Oh, man. You feel like heat go down your chest and it just warms all your body. It's like once it gets in your chest, it immediately shocks the whole body system. You feel it everywhere else. What's going on, y'all? Okay, let's go in. We're not even going to fake. We're not even going to play. Let's go in. So, I'm lighting up my third eye chakra. Let me light up my brown chakra candle. Light up my brown chakra candle so I can get y'all right. Light up my brown chakra candle so my third eye is activated. I want to be activated. Let the third eye be activated. I just lit up the brown chakra candle, which is the third eye. Now, so got my tea, got my candle. We ready to boogie. Now, this message I titled, "Everybody Can't Move Like You Move." Huh? Good morning. Good morning, Bianca. I said, everybody can't move like you move. And this is a message specifically for the African American people. All right? And I say African American because it's mostly American black folks who are the most immobile. But we are the most immobile when it comes to moving and doing things to be. What I want to say here is that black folks in America need to become more pioneers and more explorers. And we are scared to become pioneers and explorers because we think that traveling the world or traveling the country or traveling the globe is something that is not fond of us. It's not fond of us. So when you travel, excuse me. So when you travel, you don't see, and I've heard this from many travel stories. I read travel magazines and I read a lot of travel stories and I follow a lot of travelers on YouTube and on Instagram, and a lot of them always say the one common thing, but they don't have to say it. I know this for myself because I went around the country last year, 2017, and I did some traveling myself, and I'm about to do some more traveling outside the country now. 2019, January 2019, I'm about to go on my first real out of the country trip. And I say first because I went to the Bahamas, but that wasn't to me, that's like going down to Miami. Going to the Bahamas to me is like going to Miami. That's not going anywhere, right? But I'm going to be taking my first trip out of the country, literally on, to Central America. I'm going to be in Central America, January 2019. And it's already planned. It's already booked. My ticket's already bought. I'm already stepping out. You know what I'm saying? I've already got everything set to go. I just need to wait for the date. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm saying this because for black folks in America, black folks around the world travel. Black folks around the world travel, and they travel not because they want to, but because it's almost pushed on them to travel by their family. Black folks around the globe, it's pushed on them to travel by their family. Their family pushes them to go out and see the world. Their family helps them go out and see the world. But it's here in America where we are trapped and stuck in the paradigm where we don't go out and travel. Now, the purpose of this download is bigger than just traveling. It has a lot more to do with just with traveling. Traveling is the byproduct. It's the bonus. It's the bonus of traveling and seeing and meeting people. Traveling and meeting people and seeing new people, seeing new faces, seeing new things and all that stuff. That's the bonus of going out and traveling the world. That's the bonus of traveling. But you want to travel simply because then you get the experience, and the experience is a feeling. You get the experience of fulfilling who you are. This is why it's important to get out, okay? And I say this because everybody's not going to move like you move. You're going to try to find one that you're going to ask to go with you, and everybody ain't going to want to go. You're going to try to find people. You're going to try to build with people, and everybody is not going to be able to build with you, to go with you, because they're not ready in their spirit. You understand what I'm saying? Their spirit is not ready for them to leave yet. It ain't got nothing to do with the money. The money may be there, but the spirit ain't ready for them to leave. And it's all about the person's spirit. If your spirit is ready and right, if your spirit is right for the picking to go, then it is you. It is your decision. It is you. It is for you to go. No one else. You cannot choose this for anyone else. And this goes along with anything you try to do, even inside this country. You try to do a business, you try to build a business, you try to build a group, you try to build a movement, and you cannot expect others to join the movement at the moment it appears. Everybody is not ready at the time the movement comes. Because why? Because it's been given to you. The movement has been given to you. The time to move has been given to you. No one else. And black folks, we get stuck, especially black folks in America. We get stuck with moving. We get stuck with traveling. We get stuck with wanting to go and see the world. And here's the thing. This is the problem with us in America. This is the problem with black folks in America. We see having to travel as expensive, number one. And I put a whole presentation together and gave it as a speech to a group of people who I taught how you can travel, and you do it. It's I called it the untraditional way to travel lodging. It's the untraditional way to travel lodging, meaning these are not the ways you're going to when we travel, we always think, okay, let me book the plane and let me get a hotel. These are the first things that come to mind when it comes to travel. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when it comes to traveling? Plane and hotel. Well, you forget about other ways to travel. And here's the thing. You may look at these other ways as, yo, I'm not going to travel like that. And the thing is, you miss out on the experience. And this is how black folks of America lose out on becoming pioneers and explorers. This is how we lose out on opportunities to become explorers, because we think, number one, traveling is not for the American black folk. And then we think, number two, traveling altogether is for the white man or the white woman or somebody else other than us. But this is why we would never get anywhere, especially black folks from this country. We would never get anywhere, create anything, do anything, start anything. There's a young lady I follow on YouTube, and I saw her clip. And black woman from America, and she moved to Costa Rica and started a retreat movement to where she would get African American black women from over here in America, and they would come over to they would go over to Costa Rica, and they would get like the best treatment. You know, it's a retreat. So you're getting, like, you're returning back to yourself. You understand? You're breaking the social media. You're getting off the internet. You're getting out of the colleges, and you're going back inside of nature, and you're connecting back to each other. And she started this movement, but she realized it was her. She had to do it. She started the movement, and she went and she became that. She became all that she was trying to push on others, but she became it, and others saw it and they wanted to become it with her. See, this is the thing. When you are ready, it is for you to go. It is your time. When it's time for you to go, it's time for you to go. And you don't have to ask people to go with you, because there are people around this country that are ready to go, or around this world that are ready to go, just like you are ready to go. And they will find you. Those people that are ready to go will find you, and you won't even know them. You understand? Les Brown always say that the ones that are gonna help you, you don't even know. The ones that are gonna help you, you don't even know. So when I talk about getting into traveling, moving, getting up and moving, you know, last year I traveled the country, and I didn't go every state, because to me traveling the country is not going to every state in the country. Traveling the country is going at least north, south, east, west. And that's what I did. I went north, south, east, west. I went out west, and I went out there, did some things. I went up north, went up there and did some things. I went down south. I went down there and did some things, and I came back east and I did some things. Okay. And when I went to these places, when I traveled to these places, not only did I meet cool people, but that's the bonus, all right? But what it opened up to me, get this, I want you to get this in your soul, Divine. What it opened up to me was the possibilities and the capabilities of how I could move without waiting on anything like money, the time, and all that preparation stuff. It taught me how to move without the preparation. And I learned other ways. See, this is the experience you're going to gain when you just get up and go and do things. I'm very spontaneous when it comes to just doing things. I don't really do a lot of planning. I just go, and I believe in that spark, that energy. I believe in that spark. I believe in that initiation, that first action. I believe in that gut feeling. When you act on that gut feeling, 100 times out of 100, you are going to be right. 100 times out of 100, you are going to be right if you act off the gut feeling. But if you give it any time to think about it, if you give time to that gut feeling to think, you've already lost. You lost. So just hang it up. If you get a gut feeling about something, always act on it. Always act on the gut feeling. That's your intuition. And they call it your gut feeling, your intuition. They call your gut feeling, because you need to understand the reason why they call it your gut feeling is because your intestines is a brain. There are electrons that goes off inside your intestines. Your intestines is a second brain. They have neurons and electrons just like your brain does. You understand? Your intestines is connected to your brain. So you get a gut feeling. And this is actually where your feeling comes from. It doesn't come from your head. It doesn't come from your head. Your thoughts come from your heart. Your feelings come from your gut. You understand? Your thoughts come from your heart. Your feelings come from your gut. So when you have a feeling, it's not in your head. It's not in your heart. It's in your gut that you have a feeling. Because your gut, your intestines is a second brain. It's actually really your first brain, but your intestines is your second brain. You understand? So you need to understand something. That when you get a gut feeling, 100 times out of 100 is right. And you need to act on that. Every time I get a gut feeling, the moment I give a second to think about it, I stop thinking about it and I just get up and do it. And everything always acts in my favor, because you're moving in a transmutation of perpetual energy. One of the laws of the universe I always explain. You're moving within a transmutation of perpetual energy. Once you act on that initial energy, the energy itself will start to create and form all by itself, all alone. Because you are now the driving force behind the energy. You become the driving force now behind the energy. It's called forward momentum. It's called forward. It's called forward momentum. You understand? It's kind of like when a train cannot come to a complete stop. Why? Because it has so much kinetic energy and forward momentum behind it. It has so much kinetic energy and forward momentum. A train cannot come to a complete stop. The moment you act on an initiation or a gut feeling, it's just like that train. You create a forward momentum. You create a forward momentum in the kinetic energy where it goes before you. The energy goes before you. And you don't have to worry about people coming behind you. The energy is going before you. And if you just follow the kinetic energy, excuse me, let me sip my tea real quick. If you just follow the kinetic energy and then you create a forward momentum. In the forward momentum, oh shoot, man, what the heck is going on? Wake up and you get on it and you try to meditate and get on the tea and all that stuff. And all right, now I'm clear. I'm clear. I'm zestfully clear. Okay. Now, when you start something, when you act on the initiation of energy, you got to understand you create a forward momentum. The forward momentum will go before you. It will go before you. And it will create before you kinetic energy. Now, that word kinetic is not being like the word connect, okay? Like it's Kinect. It's not the word connect. But let's translate and use that as the word connect. Like the way, Connect. Let's use it like that for now. Because that's what will happen. You will begin to, that kinetic energy literally will begin to connect to all the dots that you need to connect to when you go out there. That kinetic energy will begin to connect. It will form its own puzzle. You understand what I'm saying? It will form its own puzzle. You will be like a living puzzle when you just set an intention in motion and you just go and you act on the initial gut feeling of that. You will be forming a actual puzzle together, meaning you will start to connect pieces together that so fit right within each other. You understand? Just by going, and just by me going last year, 2017, when I traveled just around the country, just a little bit, what opened to me was the possibilities and the opportunities of how much more I could travel without the prison of the mind, thinking that, oh, I got to have money for a plane, and I got to have a hotel, and I got to book it this time. No. I gave a speech on the many ways you could travel and you don't pay. Last year I traveled and I stayed. You know where I stayed last year when I traveled? You know where I stayed at? And I paid $0. I paid $0. I'm giving y'all a secret that's in my book, Breaking Out, Escape the Fear of Failure. I'm giving y'all a little secret that's in my book. You know where I stayed? I stayed in universities. I stayed in university dorm rooms, but not just any dorm room. I stayed in university. These dorm rooms were like guest hotels for like parents that come in for their children. These dorm rooms these were guest houses. I called up universities and I stayed in guest houses of the university where they would bring in like parents or people that is interested in traveling and seeing the school or coming to the school. Every university have like guest houses. And I'm talking about full houses, full apartment houses, 3-bedroom. I was in Denver and I called up the university and I went out to Denver. And I stayed in a and this was in Dallas too, when I was in Fort Worth. I stayed in a full guest house, 3 bedrooms. It was 3 bedrooms, no, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a full kitchen, a full kitchen, cabinet, refrigerator, dining room set, a living room set, everything that you can imagine in an apartment. It was fully furnished. And I did this with $0. I stayed in the university with $0 all over the country. I did this last year. And I'm doing it again this year, 2019. I'm traveling. I'm going to Central America, 2019. And I found the place for me to lodge in a hostel that cost me literally, it's costing me money, but it cost me literally what you would pay for a hotel for 30 days. I'm going for 30 days. And what you would pay for 30 days over here for a hotel, you would be talking about thousands of dollars, at least $1,700. At least $1,700 for 30 days. You understand what I'm saying? For a nice hotel. I found me a place where I'm paying literally $350 for 30 days. Okay? And we'll continue to do that throughout Central America. You understand what I'm saying? Because you don't even understand how when you travel, when you get up and move, every move you make you're not going to be able to take everybody with you. Everybody is not going to be able to go. You're going to just have to go. You're going to have to act on the initial thought. Even if you got children, there is a way, there's a saying that goes, there's more than one way to skin a cat. You don't have to be afraid because you have children. That makes you more motivated because you have children. You can find ways to do it now with your children and say, yo, I got to do this with my children though. How can I bring them with me? You don't have to make this an alone journey. This can be done with your children too, or your spouse. And there's room for them. You understand? You don't have to make it by yourself where there's only room for you. If you got children and you got kids, a family, there's room for them. You can do it with them. There is room for them to come and join you and do the same thing with you. You don't have to leave them behind to do it. But I'm talking about when you're trying to start a movement, or you're trying to become an explorer, or you're trying to pioneer a new way of living, especially as a Black African American. You want to pioneer a new way for African Americans to find a new way of living, to find a new way of maintaining, and to find a new way of continuously to forward our generation or our people, progress our people. Then you're going to have to move alone, and you're going to have to move by yourself, and you're going to have to move where everybody is, and everybody ain't going to be able to go with you. Because everybody ain't going to be able to go with you. And you should not be looking for people to go with you. You should be excited to make this a lone journey. You should be more excited to make this a lone journey. Because then you don't have no debilitations, and you have no hindrances keeping you from going. Because you get people going with you, they get homesick, they get sick from being in another country, and then you got to deal with them in the hospital. See, you should always look to start out first by yourself. Because you got anybody going with you, it's going to set limitations on how far you can go. You know what I'm saying? It's going to set limitations on how far you can go and how far you could grow. You understand? You travel because it's for growth purposes, and you travel because you want to know how far you could go. How far can I go doing this? And trust me, you could go far. You could go far. I am always say those who learn become leaders, and those who watch get left. Those who learn lead. Those who watch get left. See, people are going to watch you, and they're going to be the ones to get left. But those who learn from what I speak and do what I say, and speak and do what I speak, those who learn from what I'm speaking and they do it, they're going to be the ones that are going to become the leaders. They're going to be the ones to be talking about this 10 years from now, 5 years from now, a year from now. About the growth, because that's what it's about. It's about the growth. And so they're going to be the ones, those who learn lead, and those who lead are going to be the ones pioneering the way, especially for African American people. We need to be looking to pioneer new ways and new traverse new ground for us, because we are hated amongst many people. As a Black people, we are hated amongst many people. But it does not mean we are ostracized. It does not mean we are left. You understand? It does not mean we are without. It does not mean no one wants us. It does not mean that no one likes us. It does not mean no one wants to see us do better. There are a lot of people, especially in Africa, they're welcoming Black African Americans back to Africa. I've seen many, I got many African friends that live here. And I've met African friends who came from Africa, and they said, yo, I actually had an African guy who I met. I was speaking one time, and this African guy was like, yo, won't you come back to Africa with us? And I was like, why? What's going on over there? And I already got a plan to go to Africa, but I'm like, what's going on? He was like, no, man, we need you over there. I was like, because he heard me speak, and I was talking, and he was like, we need you in Africa, my friend. I was like, yeah. He was like, yeah, man, you can help our people out. I was like, man, listen, I got people right now. I got African people right now in my inbox. Listen, literally, I'm not making this up. I got African brothers and sisters in my inbox, inboxing me, asking me to come to Africa. You understand that they want us, that they are welcoming us back to Africa? There are people who see me on Facebook and they follow me, and I get a lot of African requests, friend requests. I get a lot of African friend requests, and then I'll get them in my inbox asking me to come back to Africa, or asking me to come and speak over in Africa, or asking me to come and teach over in Africa. And I got plans to go to Africa and do that. I got plans to go to Africa and help out the villages and actually become a part of the village. You understand what I'm saying? To help our people, to connect back to my roots, to connect back to who we truly are, and just go and listen. You see, we got lost. Black people got lost because we got lost within the European system. We got lost within a European system and the European mindset. We got lost. And so we try to become like the European. We want to work and build like the European. We want businesses like the European. We want to buy homes and sell homes like the European. Not understanding that everything over here on this land, the European owns. We don't own nothing. We own zero. We own squat. We don't own nothing here. I talked about how you will always be in debt if you live on this land. You will always be in debt. There is no true possession. There is no true ownership over here. There is no true ownership over here. You will always be in debt over here. Why? Because if you buy a house, you got land taxes. You got to pay those land taxes. If you buy a car, you don't truly own that car because your car can be taken away from you outright. If you own a car, you bought it outright, that car could get impounded if you have no license. If you drive with a suspended license, your car could be impounded. And how could your license be suspended? Well, because you're not either paying insurance, which is a tax. Either you're not paying insurance, which is a tax, or you're not paying on your registrations every year, which is another tax. Okay? And then when you go pay for your registrations to get renewed, you're paying a tax on top of a tax. The registration itself is a tax. And then you get taxed on top of the tax. So you trying to be like the European, and you trying to do everything like him. You understand what I'm saying? And you're getting taxed out the ass because of that. You understand? That is a form of debt. The moment you got to continue to give up money, and I'm not. Money is nothing. Money is just money is not even real. Money is not real. You understand? It's the energy they get from us to keep the cycle, to continue to perpetuate this cycle. You understand? They're using us as energy, as batteries. We are continuously perpetuating the cycle of the European enslavement of this country. Because we are, whether you think so or not, you think you're free, whether you think you're free, whether you think you get the vote, you don't get your vote. Your vote is not really a vote. You understand what I'm saying? Your vote, listen to me, your vote is not really a vote. Your vote is actually a vote, V-O-L-T. Your vote is actually a vote, V-O-L-T, to do what? To keep the what? To keep the to elect either one of the candidates from each party. So you got like people in Washington, D.C. What is D.C.? A direct current. D.C. is a direct current to a battery system or a battery pack. So you got Washington, D.C., which actually means direct current, and your vote is a vote. You are voting. You are, electrically charging the battery of Washington. You are electrically charging the battery of Washington because your vote is not a V-O-T-E. It is a V-O-L-T. Right? And so guess who gets to choose the party anyway, even though your vote is just a charge? The electric party, the elects. What do they call those people? The voters elect. These people are what? Electric. They are electric currents to the party. You understand what I'm saying? Your vote don't count. The elected votes count. When it comes time to choose a president, the reason why Hillary lost, because she lost in the electric count. The electric count. You understand what I'm saying? She lost the electric vote. That's right. The electric vote. She didn't get enough charge. You understand? From the people who are the battery to power the DC, the direct current of Washington. You understand what I'm saying? So you need to understand that your vote is not a vote. And I'm talking about why we need to get out more. And the reason why we need to get out more and stop being afraid to travel more. The reason why we need to get out more and stop being afraid to travel more and become more pioneers and explore more ground so that we can build is because we need to start pioneering ways for us. You understand? We need to start. I had to sip my tea. We need to start pioneering a new way for our people. We need to have a mindset of becoming a pioneer. You know why they got this land here? Well, The reason why they got this land is because they explored and they pioneered. They got pioneers like they call like Christopher Columbus a pioneer, which he's really just what do you call it? He's really just the catapult of what's the word I'm looking for? I'm losing the word right now, but he's not a pioneer. That's not a pioneer. Christopher Columbus is not a pioneer. Okay, that man is a thief in the less sense of the word. He's a thief. You understand what I'm saying? So, and he used a black man to help him navigate the waters. You understand what I'm saying? It was a black man that helped him navigate the waters. It wasn't him. They gave no credit to the black man who actually knew the waters. You understand what I'm saying? That's who had got the credit. You understand? So this man didn't know the waters, but what I'm saying to you is this is where we come from. We know the waters. We know the land. And the moment you try to become of like the European, in the European system, you are losing out. You are losing out. You're not gaining and you're not getting anywhere because everything you own is already, you owe to them. Listen, you leave an inheritance to your children, that's going to get taxed. You leave a business to your children, that's going to get taxed. And your business is even taxed every year. You understand what I'm saying? You are in debt to this country. You're never going to be free. You will never be free. You are not free in this country. Not you, not me, not no one. No one is free in this country. No one is free in this country. There are countries where you can go and buy land outright and own that piece of land. That's why I'm going to explore Central America. Why? Because I know if I take a few dollars with me, I can buy a piece of land and I own that land outright. You understand what I'm saying? If I start a business, I own that business. See, they'll allow you residency in the country if you do what? If you come over, and this, I'm teaching y'all something right now. You are allowed residency in certain countries if you come over and either build a business, you come over or either, why? Because building a business, they don't tax you on the, see, this is the ass backwards mindset of the European over here in this country. This is the ass backwards mindset. You build a business, they tax you for your business. But over in Central America, you build a business, they're thankful. They're grateful. Why? And they don't tax you for the business. Why? Because they know you got to use their people to employ over there. You got to employ their people. So if you build a business, they're thankful. Why? Because you are employing their people. And you are giving jobs to their people, which feeds their family, which keeps their people strong. America got it backwards over here. You go start a business in another country, they're thankful for you to doing that. America said you should be privileged and you should be honored to even get a business here. They make it hard for you to start a business. But there are countries that want you to start a business because you get to employ their people. And that means their people get to work, their people get to keep jobs, their people get to build businesses of their own off of you, and their people get to feed their family. That's what happens when you go to another country. They allow you to have a business without taxing you, because you got to employ their people. You understand? And so when you go to another country, this is the beauty of going to another country. You understand? But America has it ass backwards. They tax you for building a business. They don't thank you. They don't thank you for helping out with the economy here. They tax you. So you are in debt to America because it's a machine. You're going to always be in debt to this country. You understand what I'm saying? Because the machine says you owe us. We don't owe you. Just like John F. Kennedy said, ask not what you can do, what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. Hell no, I'm not going to ask that. There are countries that ask, hey, what can we do for you? There are countries that ask, what can we do for you? Because we know that if you come over here, build a business, buy some land, at least you bought into our economy. At least you bought into our economy. And in some countries, you got to be self-sustainable. There is no, oh, the government is going to help you out. Ain't no government helping you out. This is why some countries are third world countries, because the government don't help them out. This is why America has to send aid over to other countries, because the government don't help them countries out. You understand what I'm saying? The government don't help them countries out. In some countries, you got to be self-sustained. And it is better for you to learn now, or it's better for you to learn how to be self-sustaining so you can build. That's how you build your business. You build your tribe. You build your little economy, ecosystem right there on your little land, your little plot of land. They'll give you land. You can buy land. You can own land. You understand? And it be yours outright. And it be yours outright. But you would never know this if you don't get out. You would never know this if you don't explore. You would never know this if you don't travel. And you won't know this by sitting at your home and always being stagnant, going nowhere. You got to get out. You got to go. You got to become pioneer mindset. You got to think about, what can I do to forward my people? What can I do to forward not just me, my family, but my people? You understand? Because even if people, because I titled this message, everybody's not going to move like you move. Even if people ain't ready to move when you're ready to go back and get them. Even if people ain't ready to move when you go back and get them, guess what? There are people that are going to see you, find you, watch you, and they're going to come. And you're going to get people that don't know you that come. You're going to get people that don't know you that's going to say, yo, I got this skill set. I want to help contribute to the overall community or the overall village or the overall building of what you're doing here. Let me help contribute. And see, when you go off that kinetic energy, when you act off that initial gut feeling, that initial gut reaction, when you act off of that initial gut feeling, you are creating a kinetic energy. You are sending an energy before you. You are sending an energy that goes out before you. And then you open up pathways. You open up pathways because the energy goes before you. It's like I said, like a train. You create forward momentum. You understand what I'm saying? You create forward momentum. And once you get into the flow of that forward momentum, then everything is already there. You are creating an actual puzzle. You are connecting pieces, whether you think you know it or not. You are connecting pieces. You will meet the right people at the right time. They will come because you acted on the initial gut feeling. And if you act on the initial gut feeling, this becomes the what? The law of what? The law of transmutation of perpetual energy. The law of perpetual transmutation of energy. My bad, I said it backwards. It becomes the law of perpetual transmutation of energy. Once you go off the initial gut feeling, then you create a kinetic energy. The energy goes before you and it starts to connect the pieces. Just like when you were a seed in your mama's womb. When you were a seed in your mama's womb, you started out as the pineal gland. When you were a seed in your mama's womb, you started out as a pineal gland. That's why this is why your brain forms first. You start out as a pineal gland. From the pineal gland is the extension of what? The extension of the spinal cord. This is why it's called the spinal cord. It's an extension of the pineal gland. You understand me? And what I'm saying, what I'm saying and explaining this to you is this, that everything connects. Everything is connected to the brain. That's why you can get a brain injury and your whole body is dead. This is why if you get a brain injury, your whole body could stop working. Your whole body could stop working because everything is connected to the brain. Everything is energy. Your body is all energy. It's like if I unplug the radio, all the music stops. You understand? Coming out of my speaker box. All the music stops coming out of my speaker box. You understand? If I unplug you from your body, if I unplug your brain from the rest of your body, you shut off. Everything is connected. This is energy. Energy is all connected. And so when you go on the initial gut feeling of acting and you initiate an action or a movement, the law of what? The law of cause and effect says what? That there is no action without a reaction. And sometimes if you act, Dr. Wayne Dyer wrote a book called The Power of Intention. You got to understand the power of intention. The power of intention. That's one of Oprah's favorite words is intention. The power of intention is if you just go off the initial act, stop thinking about things and just do it. If you just stop thinking about things and just do it, then you become like the brain that becomes like the spinal cord, that becomes like the arms, and that becomes like the legs. It becomes like the hands, that becomes like the fingers, that becomes like the feet, that becomes like the toes. You start connecting pieces. You start connecting pieces and they connect themselves. You don't have to try and connect nothing because this is how energy works. You are a electrical being operating in what they call an EMF, an electrical magnetic field or electrical magnetic force. You are an electrical magnetic field, which they say expands beyond you 15 feet in circumference. This electrical magnetic field spans beyond you 15 feet in circumference. This is why you can feel someone's vibe 10 feet across the room. Because their field is an extension of themselves of 15 feet in circumference. So is yours. And so you can feel a person's vibe 20 feet away. Be like, yo, I don't know what this dude's intention is, but I got to get away from this dude. I get bad feelings. You understand? So when you go off the initial gut feeling, let me sip my tea real quick, y'all. Hold up. All right. So when you go off the initial gut feeling of traveling and seeking out new land or going around the world and trying to find yourself or trying to start something new or build or become a pioneer or become an explorer. When you do these, you have to go off the, yo, should I do this? And the moment you feel the gut feeling and it tells you it's right, you do it. If it tells you it's wrong, you don't do it. But if it tells you it's right, you do it. And the moment you do that, you have birthed a new baby. It's the same thing, an equivalent of birthing a baby. When you go off the initial gut feeling, you created electrons and neutrons inside your body that creates an atom. Okay? Of electricity that creates an atom. A new man or a person has been born, literally. You create electrons and neutrons that creates an atom, and the atom is creating a new man like Adam and Eve, but A-T-O-M, atom. But it is Adam and Eve. You are creating a atom. You are birthing a new man or a new woman inside. You are birthing a new baby because you are acting off the spark of that energy. And off the spark of that energy creates a whole new life force, a whole new life. That life creates what? The brain. The brain comes with it. And then once the brain comes, once the pineal gland forms, you got the spinal cord that comes after. And from the spinal cord is the extension of what? The neurological systems, which then forms what? The tissues around, and then the tissues and from the organs and the tissues, and then the tissues form the arms and the legs and the hands and the feet and the toes. This is literally what happens when you create a neutron and an electron, you create an atom, you've created a new life force. Literally, scientifically speaking, you have created a new life force. This is scientifically speaking. When you create a new life force, meaning connecting these energies together, when you have a gut feeling, something good about doing something, and you act on that initial feeling, you create a neutron, you create an electron, now you got an atom. And that atom does what? It is now a new life force. So now that you have a new life force in you, a new baby that's in you, a new rebirth of something in you, you must act on it, because guess what? Then the rest of the body forms after that, and it goes before you. You don't have to pull it in. It comes out. You understand? You don't have to pull it in. The arms becomes an extension of the spinal cord. The arms is an extension of the spinal cord. They don't get attached to the spinal cord. They come out of the spinal cord. The arms come out of the spinal cord. The legs come out of the spinal cord. The rest of the body forms outside of the spinal cord. Nothing is attached to you, but everything is an extension of you. Let me say it again. Nothing is attached to you. Everything is an extension of you. So if you act on the initial energy of going on something that you know, this is in my stomach, my heart to do, and you do it, you are creating an extension of yourself. You are creating an extension of yourself. You start to create a new life force. You understand? Now the brain comes, and then the stem comes, or the spinal cord comes, and then the neurological system comes, and then the organs come, and then the tissue comes, and then the flesh comes. You understand? And the physical baby is now born. It's an extension. So what I'm saying is, if you just go off the initial feeling, you don't have to worry about people attaching to you to help you out. You will find extensions of yourself in people. You will find extensions of yourself in people. When you go, you will find everything you need in people. Everywhere you go, you will find everything you need in the people you need. That's why everyone can't move with you. Why? Because everyone isn't an extension of you. There are people you don't know that are an extension of you. Everyone can't move like you move, because the ones you try to get to move with you, they are not extensions of you. They can't go with you because they're not extensions of you. They're not a part of the body or the baby that is being birthed inside of you. These are not extensions of you. You have to go and you have to act on the initial gut feeling of a dream or an idea to pioneer a new way. to pioneer new land, to travel, to explore new land. Everyone is not what? Everyone is not going to be able to attach to you, because when you understand scientifically how the body is formed, then you understand that everything is an extension of you. So when you go, you will find your arm over here in Central America. You will find your leg over here in Africa. You will find your other arm over here in China, or you will find your other arm over in Thailand somewhere. Your other leg over in Thailand. The extension of your body is not going to be within your realm or your circumference or your immediate environment. The extension of your body is not going to be in your immediate environment of the people you are around. The extension of your body is going to be people all over the globe. And you're going to find your arm over here and your arm over there and your leg over here and your leg over there. You understand? It is through the going. It is through the initial action of the gut feeling you have. You understand what I'm saying? It is through the initial action of the gut feeling that you have. When you act on that gut feeling, when you go off that gut feeling, you understand you are creating a kinetic energy. You understand you are creating forward momentum. And out of that kinetic energy that you create, you are creating an extension of yourself. Stop looking to find people to attach to you, because you attach the wrong parts of the body to you. You start attaching people that don't have the same blood type to you. You understand? You start attaching the wrong bodies. You understand? You start attaching an arm smaller than your other arm. You start attaching a leg shorter than your other leg. You start attaching a leg that's deficient and malnourished. You start attaching a eye that can't see all the way. You start attaching the ear that can't hear all the way. You understand? Because everything is an extension of you. Everything is an extension of you. It works just like a newborn baby inside of mama's womb. You understand? It works the same way as a newborn baby inside of mama's womb. I see some new family come in. So let me break down what the newborn baby is, how the newborn baby forms inside the mama's womb. First, you have the pineal gland. We start out as a pineal gland inside the center of the brain. We start out as a pineal gland. This is why we say our third eye is activated. Our third eye this is why they tell you to see with the third eye. Look with the third eye. Because the third eye is the pineal gland. We see with that eye. That eye is what we see from. Literally. That is the communication center. That is the center communication control tower of the brain. The pineal gland. Because that is the all-seeing eye. That gives you your initial gut feelings. That gives you your intuition. This gives you your intuition and your gut feelings. You understand what I'm saying? It is through the pineal gland the baby is formed. From the pineal gland is an extension of the spinal cord. Look at the word spinal and you'll see the word pineal inside of it. Look at the word spinal and there you will see the word pineal inside the word spinal. The spinal cord is an extension of the pineal gland. And then from the spinal cord is an extension of the arms, the neurological system, then the arms, the tissues, and all that good stuff. But what I'm trying to say to you is this. Everything that you need is an extension of you. You don't have to wait for people to say, oh, I'm ready to go now and attach themselves to you. No, because they're the wrong people. They're the wrong people. Last year, I traveled a few times around the country, and everywhere I went, I stayed literally for free. Why did I stay free? I didn't pay a dime. I called up the universities and I said, yo, I'm coming into town, and they gave me a guest room. I'm talking about an apartment. I had a guest apartment. Full furnished apartment that I was able to stay in every time I went somewhere. And I'm telling you, African American people, that when you travel, you do not need to be scared of where you're gonna stay. Number one, the first mistake is always thinking that you got to look into a hotel to find a place to stay. And you always making your mistake by thinking you got to travel by plane. There's people that still travel by boat. You can still travel by train. You can still travel by foot. You can travel by bike. You can travel by however, but there are more than one ways to travel besides waiting on a plane. Getting the money for a plane ticket to travel. You understand what I'm saying? And so, as I started to look into more and more about exploring, becoming a pioneer, traveling, finding my own way, I started to see, I'm a teacher. I don't just give you a message and I don't give you something to take home. See, I don't just give you a message. I don't just speak and I give you nothing to take home. I'm going to give you something to take home right now. Here you go. When you travel, what you want to do is start looking into places to stay that costs you zero to nothing to stay. Because how else are you going to become an explorer? How else are you going to become a pioneer and pioneer a new way for our people if you don't look into, if I don't give you these things to look into, number one, and number two, if you don't have a thought and mind to even get out of the country and do this kind of stuff. You understand? You are set in a European mindset. Living in this country, you're stuck in a European mindset. Why? Because because listen to me. Everything that is here is theirs. Everything that is here is theirs. Nothing is yours. Nothing is yours but the clothes on your back. Nothing you own. You own nothing. Your car you don't own. I said this. You don't own your car. Because the moment you stop paying your registration fee, that tax, the moment you are always going to be in debt to this country. Because every year you got to pay a registration fee, which is a tax. And when you go register your tag again, you pay a tax on top of that. Your tag is a tax itself. And then you pay a tax when you go to the county office to pay your tax. You understand? Because you got to pay the city. You pay the state a tax for your tag, and then you pay the city a tax. So now you're paying the municipality a tax. So now you're paying two taxes. You are always going to be in debt. Your business is a tax. Your business you get a business over here, it gets taxed. A nonprofit, it doesn't get taxed. Why? Because now you got to operate within their system, their mindset of how you organize your business. Oh, they give you a booklet, a pamphlet on how to run a nonprofit. I had one. Okay. And now you got to operate within their mindset. Now you got to operate within their mindset. You don't own your car. You don't own your house. You pay a tax on that. But there are countries that are welcoming us back. Like Africa. I get people in my inbox. Hey, brother, when you come into Africa. Hey, brother, come to Africa. Hey, brother, we would like to have you in Africa. I had an African brother over here ask me to come back to Africa with him. You understand what I'm saying? But I knew going at that moment, it wasn't for me. You understand? Everybody move isn't my move, and everybody move isn't your move. Everybody ain't gonna move like you move. At the time I got asked that question, it wasn't for me to go to Africa, although I would like to go to Africa, and I will go to Africa. But you got to understand that going to Africa wasn't my move at the time. You understand? But for me to sit here in America and stay stuck within a European mindset is for me to be a prisoner of their ideology, and it's for me to be a prisoner of their ways. And I'd rather not do that, because in a lot of countries there are ways where in a lot of countries you can buy land and you buy it outright and it is yours and you don't pay a tax. And you become self-sustaining on that land. In a lot of countries, you can own a business and you don't have to pay a tax on that business, because they know that you have what? You put into their economy. You are adding to their economy. Some countries are thankful for you for having a business. You understand? Some countries are thankful for you for having a business because you are building on top of their economy. And they are thankful for that. Especially third world countries. They won't tax you. Why? Because they know taxing you knocks you out your business. They want you to have that business. They want you to keep that business because they know that you are feeding their economy. At least somebody is doing something. You understand? But America, they tax you to hell with your business. They don't want you to have a business. They want you to be government dependent. You understand? They want you to put in your vote. They want you to put in your VOLT, your vote, to keep charge of the DC politicians, the direct current DC politicians. DC means direct current. You know, you get a battery. It's called a DC battery. That means direct current. The politicians in the White House you are a battery to the politicians in the White House. This is why it's called Washington DC. DC is direct current. Huh? You are electrically charging. When you vote, you don't VOTE, you VOLT. You vote for the elections, which is electric. Elections is electric. Electricity, elections. You understand? You are electing. You are electrifying people. You are charging people to do what? To have government over you, to rule over you, to reign over you, to implement rules and laws and legislation over you. Huh? This is what America is. It is a corpse oration. It is a corpse. I say corpse because you are dead to them. Literally, you are dead. You are lifeless. You are soulless. I talked about this the other day, how you are soulless. You are soulless because of your food. They take the DNA out of they genetically modify your food. They take the DNA out of your food, and now your food has no life in it. And so now your food, what? Your food becomes more so dead than it is alive. Your food becomes dead because they genetically modify the food. They kill off the genes inside the food that wakes up and activates the genes inside your body. Go look at my post on Facebook that I post about being a vegan. Go look at how much being a vegan, how it activates and wake up genes inside your body. But a lot of you will become docile to this knowledge and what I'm speaking because you are deaf, dumb, and blind. And I'm not talking about you here. I'm talking about the overall mindset of our people. It's a mindset that's been castigated over our people and taking over our people. And our people are afraid to just get up and go. Our people are afraid to just get up and go and do something to better themselves and better everyone else. They're afraid to just go. I'm telling my people, you're going to have to go. You're going to have to get up and leave. And Africa is welcoming us back. You understand what I'm saying? There are other countries that love African American people like Thailand. Thailand would love to have you over there. You understand what I'm saying? Cambodia would love to have you over there. You understand what I'm saying? You could go make a way amongst these people, these village people. We must leave the system of the European mindset. This is in no way racism, but this is all factual. This is no way racism. This is all factual. Why? Because all roads lead to Rome. All roads lead to Rome. Yes, all roads lead to Rome because this system is owned by what? The British Republic, the British, the UK. This system is owned by the Britain. This system, America, has been bought out by who? Or America is what? Enslaved to who? We are enslaved to the Vatican. The Vatican over in Rome, the Pope. The Pope ain't no one but Caesar. The Pope is still Caesar. Remember Caesar in his time with Rome? They reigned all the way to the fifth what? The 5th century. When Caesar's palace fell. When Caesar's palace fell in the 5th century, But then what? The Pope came in, Then the Pope came in, and the Pope is nothing more than Caesar himself. You understand what I'm saying? So we are what? Indebted to America because America is indebted to what? Rome. This is why all roads lead to Rome. You look back in history and go do a little bit of history, you will see that we are debt and we are slaves to Rome. We are slaves to Rome. We are slaves to the Roman Empire. We are slaves to the Pope. This is why all countries bow down to the Pope. You understand? This is why they bow down to the Pope. Listen, the name of the Pope is what? What's the other name for the Pope? Pontius Maximus, which is who? Caesar. Pontius Maximus is Caesar. This is another name for the Pope. Pontius Maximus. Pontius Maximus is the name for the Pope, which is the name of Caesar. So literally, when you look at the Pope, you are looking at Caesar. You are looking at Caesar. And Caesar is who? Caesar is what? Caesar is the ruler and the reign. And the Caesar is one who ruled and reigned over. They ruled. Remember that the whole Roman Empire ruled the world. Remember they ruled the world. So America is under what? The British UK system, the British system, because they are in debt to them, which rules the world. So when I say European mindset, this is not being racist at all. This is being actually spiritually, factually correct. You understand what I'm saying? This is being spiritually and factually correct because you are under a European system. It comes from Europe. It comes from Europe. That's why I say a European system. But there are countries who will give you free refuge. There are countries who will give you refuge like Thailand because they don't like the white man. I'm just being real. Like Cambodia. Like parts of Africa, not all of Africa, but parts of it. Like Central America, especially South America. Or you go down, South America they don't fuck with the white man. You understand what I'm saying? Like they tolerate him and they deal with him, but they kick his ass right up out the country. They're like, you got to get up out of here. The white man ain't welcome in South America like you think he is because they know what his mindset is. They know what his mindset is. So they'll kill. It's best you not be white and you travel to South America because you'll be first one to get killed because they know your mindset. They know you want to come and implement law over here and they're not going to let you do that. You understand? South America will kill you quick. You understand? I wish Africa was more like that, but they not like that. You understand? But it's going to be key that you get up and you go. Everybody ain't going to move like you move, Divine. Everybody ain't going to move like you move. So here's the homework. Here's what I leave with you. I leave this with you. Why don't you start looking into, let me first say this. You're gonna have to leave America. And that's, I put a video up on YouTube, on YouTube. It's called Conscious Minds. My YouTube channel, Conscious Minds. Go to YouTube and look up Conscious Minds. It's spelled with a Q. Conscious is spelled with a Q, and Minds ends with a Z. It's QONSCIUS Minds, MINDZ. Go to my YouTube channel, and I did a video called Leave America, and you'll see why I say that. Why? Because America got their what? This is a empire. And just like the Roman Empire fell, just like Caesar's empire fell, just like the great Alexander Empire fell, just like all the other empires that came before and dynasties fell, America is going to fall. It is an empire that is going to fall as well, because the law of what? Correspondence said you cannot kill innocent people and enslave innocent people, killing the Indians and enslaving Africans to build up a country. You cannot build up a country off of innocent blood and not expect the repercussion. Do you reap what the law of course, the universal law of correspondence says? You will reap what you sow. You will reap what you sow. And if you're gonna be a part of this country, you're gonna be a part of that Armageddon that's coming down on this country, because it's gonna come and it's gonna happen. And America's gonna you're gonna see the third world war. You understand what I'm saying? Because when they hit this country, they ain't just gonna do like Pearl Harbor, hit one section. They're gonna hit this country and they coming to hit every piece of part of this country. They're gonna try to disintegrate this country. When they come for this country, they are coming to disintegrate it. They're not coming to hit one part of, they're not coming to hit the World Trade Centers. They're not coming to hit one part of the country. They are coming to disintegrate the country. They are coming to disintegrate the country. It is not going to be one country that's going to do it too. It's going to be a bond of a lot of nations. A lot of nations are going to come together against this country to knock this country off the top of the pillar that it so claims to be sitting at. Because this country wants to be sitting at the top of the hill. And guess what? There are a lot of countries that are coming for America. And they are already plotting against America. And this is why America tries to take control over every country. Because they need to know the plans and the thoughts of people in that country. They need to know. America wants to have control over every country. So what? So they know that you are not going to attack us. They're like, yo, we need control over the world because we don't want people against us. America is so scared of what's going to happen to them. America is scared of what's going to happen to them. So they do everything they can to centralize every country. They centralize every country by adding a central bank in every country. And the central bank says, listen, we'll give you an economy. You allow us government over your government. You allow us rulership over your government, meaning we elect your officials, we elect your prime ministers, we elect your presidents, we elect your government officials, your politicians, we elect them. America elects a lot of countries politicians because of why? Because that country allowed America to centralize their country by adding a central bank, which is owned by the Rothschilds. The Rothschilds own the central bank, and every time the Rothschilds put a bank, and this is why it's called a central bank, meaning all the currency is connected, all the money is connected. It is all one currency. You understand what I'm saying? And every time the Rothschilds add a bank inside of a country, it's called a central bank. Go look up just Google how many central banks are all over the world. Google that. How many central banks are all over the world, and you will see the thousands of central banks that are in these countries. And if anywhere you see a central bank, it is ruled by America. Any country you see there's a central bank, then you know that government is ruled by America. Wherever you see, when you type in central banks around the world and you find out where they at, that country has been bought out by America. Because 9 times out of 10, they're usually a third world country. Or a second world country, but they're never a first world country like China. China don't need America to buy them out. You understand? China got way more money and way more people. You understand? But America has what? America will buy out countries by adding a central bank saying, we will give you an economy. We will give you an economy. And therefore your people can thrive and y'all don't have to be as poor anymore. People can be put to work. But you got to give us what? You got to give us rulership over your government. That's easy. Okay, cool. So we elect your politicians. When you elect the politician, listen, when you elect the Donald Trump over here, When you elect Barack Obama over here, you don't even know how that's a vote in another country for the same type of person in their country. So when you elect the Barack Obama over here, you are electing a Barack Obama in another country that has been centralized by America. Okay? He may not look like Barack Obama, but he's the same person. He may not look like Barack Obama, but it's the same person. He may not look like Donald Trump, but it's the same person. You understand what I'm saying? So, why? Because everything has to be of the same mindset. America wants everything to be of the same mindset. America wants everything to be one currency. Huh? One currency. So watch this. So now I'm about to go into the homework of this. So now that you understand you are under and trapped under a European system, you're going to have to leave. You're going to have to go. You're going to have to get out of here and you're going to have to find new land. You're going to have to find, it's time for, listen, it is time for black African-American people to get up and just go. We're going to have to, the smart resistance is to just leave the system. Stop protesting and fighting the system because you are only perpetuating. See, they got you trapped when you fight in the system. All they got to do is continue to kill black people and they know you're going to get up and continue to protest. They got you stuck. It's a trap. You don't see it? You don't see it's a trap? That every time you get up and you fight and protest the system, that they are trapping you. They're like, yes, we got them still. As long as we keep them over here fighting, we got them. We can continue to use them as a battery. You understand? But the moment you get up and say, you know what, fuck this shit, I'm out, I'm gone, and you go and get on and go on your own and leave, then they will lose because they need who? They need you. They need you, African American. They don't need white Americans. They need African Americans in this country. They can't import Mexicans fast enough to replace you, and they will never will. They will never. Why? Because you are of their mindset. They can't change. Listen, they can employ Mexicans all they want, but it's going to be hard to change the mindset of a people who are brand new coming to this country from a whole nother mindset of a whole nother country. See, we can put the Mexican. They can put the Mexican to work and employ the Mexican, but it's different than having the mind of the Mexican. They don't have the mind of the Mexican yet. So a Mexican could come over here with his family, illegal, and they'll give him a job and he can become a citizen, but his mindset has not changed yet. So they still live with 15, 20 people inside of a house. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's how they did it in Mexico. They don't change their ways. They don't change their cultural ways. But African American, you've been indoctrinated. It's going to be hard to train you. It's going to be hard to train another people like you have been trained. You have been trained to their mindset. It's going to be hard to train another people like you, another cultural people like you. So when you continue to fight within the system, they got you trapped. The best thing for you to do is get up and leave. Get up and leave and get up and go. And go your own way and traverse and travel and get out and see and go into the world and let people know that we exist. Let people know that we are here. Not just people. Don't just let people know just to let people know. Let your people know. There is another way. There is a better way. But to see the movement, you got to be the movement. You cannot expect everyone to go and move like you move. Everyone is not going to be able to go and move like you move. You're going to have to get up and go. You're just going to have to go. You can't wait on everybody to go with you. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody is not going to be able to move like you move. America has a European mindset because they are under the rulership of the Vatican, of the Pope, of Pontius Maximus, who is the Pope, which is, you go back and trace the name, it goes back to Caesar because that was his name. America is under a European rulership, government. We are in debt to the country because the country is in debt to Rome. All roads lead to Rome. You understand? We are indebted, and and as long as they can keep us within the system, fighting the system, we will stay in debt to the system. So I'm going to give you some easy tips to traveling when you want to get out and start looking to, okay, prophet, tell me how to get out of the system then, prophet. You're a prophet, right? Yeah, I'm a prophet because I see things and I see ways of how we can better ourselves. And I have a message of God. I am the messenger of God. So I got the message for you. See, I brought this download to you because God gave it to me to bring to you. So how do we get out of this system? How do we escape the system, prophet? I'm about to answer that for you right now. Number one, what you want to do is when you start to travel, get hotels outside your mind. Don't even put the hotel. Oh, I need a hotel. No, you don't need a hotel. You don't need a hotel and you don't need a plane ticket to do all this, okay? You don't need a plane ticket to do all this. You can travel by boat and you can travel by train. You can travel by, if you want to. I'm not recommending this. You can travel by truck drivers. Truck drivers will take you to certain places, but I'm just giving you options. I'm not saying this is the safest way to do it, but I'm saying there's other safe ways to do it. You can travel by land. You go by land in your own car, or you could travel by not only just in your own car, but you could get on your bike. You get on your bike and travel. You get on by bus. You can travel by bus. You understand what I'm saying? And travel and get out and see the world. You understand what I'm saying? So watch this. So once you understand how to get outside of America, because these are all forms of travel inside of America, you're going to have to travel by boat to get outside of America if you don't want to look into traveling by plane. You understand what I'm saying? But there are other ways you could travel by plane and not commercial jet. You could travel by plane and not just commercial jet. You could travel from here to the Bahamas by what do they call those? Biplanes. Biplanes are like those small one passenger plane, 2 passenger planes. You understand what I'm saying? Or maybe even 6 passenger. You can travel from here to the Bahamas by using a biplane. They call those 2-wing planes biplanes. You can travel from here to the Bahamas using a biplane. You can go from the Bahamas to Cuba using another biplane. You can travel from Cuba to Central America using another biplane. From Central America to South America, you can use another biplane. And from South America to Trinidad, Tobago, and all those other places like that, the islands, Jamaica, St. Martin, San Juan, all biplane. Traveling. Don't you watch Discovery Channel? Do you see those people when they be traveling to Iceland and they be traveling to the Arctic? Do you see them in a commercial jet? No, they don't. They are traveling in a 1 passenger, 2 passenger plane at best. You understand what I'm saying? Getting to these unreached areas that commercial jets will not go to. You understand? And this is cheaper. You think this is not private jet. We're not talking private jet like 50 Cent and Kevin Hart and all these people, celebrities use. We're not talking private jet travel. We're talking biplane traveling, which is a lot cheaper than traveling by any other source of flying in the air. Which is a lot cheaper than traveling by any other source of flying in the air. You understand what I'm saying? You can biplane travel. Biplane hop to islands from a biplane. Travel one plane to the next island, to the next island, to the next island until you get to a mass island, which like something like Thailand or a mass population, somewhere like China. You can travel, you understand, from place to place to place to place to place using a biplane. You understand? You don't have to always think commercial jet. That's just one tip. The next tip is boat, using boat. And you can get on a boat. You don't have to get on a commercial boat either. You can use private boats. There are people who are always taking their boats and from Miami going to the Bahamas. From Miami or from California going to Hawaii. From Hawaii going to Mexico. From Mexico going to Central America, South America, all those other places. You understand what I'm saying? These things are doable, but you don't think outside the box to think about these kinds of ways. So there you got boat. People are always chartering their personal boats. All you got to do is go online and do a little bit of research and just put in Google people who give boat rides to Hawaii from California, and stop looking at commercial jets and commercial airlines and commercial boat lines and stuff like that. Stop thinking commercial and start thinking private. Stop thinking commercial and start thinking private. There are people who want to make money by privately taking you down on trips to Hawaii from California, from Hawaii to Hawaii from California, from Hawaii to Mexico, or to Bahamas from Florida, from the Bahamas to Trinidad and Tobago, or to Cuba, from Cuba to the islands, San Juan, St. Martin, Jamaica, all these, the Caribbean seas. You understand? There are people who will take you on their personal boats to get to these places. And when you do this, when you travel like this is how you become an explorer. This is how you become a pioneer, because you're finding ways to navigate waters. You're finding ways to navigate land, and you're finding ways to navigate the airspace. You hear me? You're finding ways to navigate water. You're finding ways to navigate land, and you're finding ways to navigate the airspace. And then you become a pioneer who is setting a path for others to follow behind you. So when others say, I don't know how to do it, I don't know how to get there, I don't know where to start, I don't know where to go. Well, I got a map for you right here. Here it is. And when it comes for you to, if you're not a person that is ready to leave America and you just want to travel and go inside America and you want to stay inside America, and you get, like I said before, get out of your mind hotels and planes, commercial airlines. Stop thinking commercial airlines. Stop thinking commercial hotels. And what you need to start thinking is universities. Universities will offer you free housing. I've been to the universities. I slept in beautiful guest houses at the universities for free. 4 days, 3 nights. 4 days, 3 nights at universities. Free of charge. Nothing. $0 out my pocket. All I did was pay to get there on the plane. I'm telling you this for a fact, okay? It's in my book, Escape Breaking Out, Escape the Fear of Failure. This the reason why I titled the book Breaking Out. It is breaking out of the prison mindset, believing that you have to stay inside this prison system. There are many ways to get outside the prison system. Escape the fear of failure. You are in fear of failing that you won't know. You don't know where to go. You don't know where to start. Well, all you got to do is just go off the initial gut feeling that you have, and you will start to become an extension of yourself. The right parts and pieces and people will come. Let me say that again. The right parts and pieces and people. I like how I say that. The right parts and pieces and people will connect to you. You understand? Will become an extension of you. So when you're traveling, start thinking universities. If you want to get out and you want to see the country, if you want to see the world, do what I was first talking about. But if you want to see the country, start thinking universities. Start thinking houseboats. There are people that will offer you to stay on their houseboats. They will rent you their houseboats just like you do a hotel, but you can stay on houseboats. Houseboats, people have houseboats that they will allow you to come in and stay on. You got Airbnb, which is okay. You know what I'm saying? You got also hostels, which is a very cheap way of going about it. It's like living in a dorm with a bunch of other people you don't know, which is cool because you get to sleep with people you don't know, meet people you don't know, and y'all get to stay up late and have conversations and have dreams, talk about stuff. People you don't know, you can camp out back with them. Y'all can have campfires together. People you don't know. I'm going the hostel route. I've already been made up my mind that getting outside of this country, I'm going the hostel route. It's cheaper, a lot cheaper. It's like sleeping in a dorm room with a bunch of students, but it may be adults you don't know, but you're sleeping in a dorm and a dorm room setting, but you get to converse with people you don't know, and you don't know who you don't know till you get to know them, because that person may be an extension of you. I'm going a hostel route. I'm going a boathouse route. You understand what I'm saying? Using boat houses, staying on boat houses. And then you go and you look at, you got other ways to lodge. You got temples. In certain countries, temples will offer you free of stay. These places will offer you free to nothing to stay. You understand? These countries will offer you free to nothing to stay. I plan on going to Cebu in Philippines. Cebu, Philippines. In the Philippines, I plan on traveling to Cebu in the Philippines, and they have a temple. I've looked these things up. They got temples all around the country that will allow anyone to come in and stay as long as they just all the masters ask of you is that you respect their rules. That's it. Simple. Respect their rules. They have rules there that they just ask that you respect. And they'll let you stay in the temples for free. For free. You understand? These are ways you can start to travel. Look into traveling. Okay? And then you can do house sitting. There's websites all over the internet where you can do house sitting. People, you travel into a certain place and people will say, oh yeah, come here, you can house sit. I'm looking for a house sitter. Housesitters.com. And you go into a certain part of the country or a certain part of the country. And there are people who are offering up their houses to house sitters who will stay in their houses for a week while they go on vacation. For 2 weeks while they go on vacation, and you get to be there, live in a nice home, and you get to be in the city or state that you've never been in, and you get to see the state or the city. And also you got couch surfing. You can do couch surfing. A lot of people don't like going couch surfing because they don't trust. But couch surfing, these things are safe. All these things I'm recommending have been approved to be safe ways. You understand? And the people that offer them are checked. You understand what I'm saying? Now, you can't stop someone from switching their mind off and becoming a cold stone killer if they decide they just want to wake up and kill you. That can happen anywhere. I'm not afraid of what may happen to me. I'm afraid of what may happen to me if I stay. I'm not afraid of what may happen to me if I go. I'm afraid of what may happen to me if I stay. That's a worse death. That's a worse death. I'm killing my spirit. I'm killing my soul. I don't want I don't want my soul to die because I stayed and I didn't do what I felt what was right for me to do in my soul. I want to go. I'm dying if I don't go. Forget dying if I go. I'm dying if I don't go. So I might as well just risk death. I might as well risk death. Huh? I might as well risk death. I might as well risk dying. Because if I don't go, if I stay, I'm dead already. I'm dead in multiple ways. So you want to look into different ways of lodging when you want to go. When you want to go and you want to leave and you want to pioneer a new way, start looking into houseboats to stop thinking hotel and stop thinking commercial airplane. Start thinking biplanes, which is those double wing planes, those 2 passengers double wing planes. Start thinking biplanes. You can travel from, instead of paying $2,000, $3,000 to go to Africa or go to Thailand, you can pay maybe $500 to $1,000 traveling by biplane, from hopping from one island to the next using a biplane. You're gonna have to land at the closest island. Those planes are only built to go to the nearest island, to the closest island. So you would travel from one island, then you get on another plane and you would go to the next island. From that place, you get on another plane and you go to the next island until you get to a mass population, like a China or a Thailand or a wherever country you want to go. But you can do all this by biplane and you can save $1,000. You can literally save $1,000, maybe $1,500. Because the last I looked, it costs almost $2,500 to go to Africa. No matter how far you extend that ticket for, it's going to cost you at least $2,500 to go to Africa. That's too much money for a plane ticket. You understand? When you can spend maybe $1,000, maybe $1,500, which is better than spending $2,500. You can save almost $1,000 if you just use your sense. And then you can save even more than that, because if you travel by biplane from one island to the next island, and if Africa is the nearest land mass population in sight, you can use a boat and then cheapen it that way. But you got to set your mind on, okay, how am I going to get you a map? I got me a map. I got me a map I look at all the time, a world map. You understand? Get you a world map and look at the nearest islands and look at how close. Okay, so I could take a biplane from here. I could take a biplane from this island to the next. And from that island, I could take a biplane to this island to the next. And Africa is within reach and within sight. And then now you look at the longitude of Africa and you say, oh, so it shouldn't only take me but an hour. Oh, somebody is traveling that way by boat. I get a boat. Somebody is going to Africa by boat, and you can end up in Africa by boat, and you can save yourself almost $1,500 doing all of that, just doing a little bit of research and a little bit of homework. You understand what I'm saying? Or you can go to China. Either way, either island, either place, either way, wherever you want to go, you can do all this. You understand? Now look into houseboats when you want to stay. There are a lot of countries that people live in houseboats, and they rent their houseboats. Then you look at houseboats. Then you look in hostels. You look in hostels. Hostels is a very, 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 very cheap way of staying. A very cheap way of staying in hostels. The cheapest way to stay is in universities because it's free. I stayed in universities. It was free, but not every place you go to is going to have a university. And I'm talking about a university, not just a college. A college and a university are a little bit different from each other. You understand? We got colleges all over the place, but a university, which is like where they got teachings, not just, they got more than one campus. A university, they got like more than one campus, right? And they got campuses all over the world. You can learn all over the world from their campus. But a university is something that's bigger than a college. A university is going to be able to accommodate a lot more people than a college can. You understand what I'm saying? A junior college or a community college. You want to look into universities like a Florida State or University of Florida. These are universities of Miami. You understand? University of Alabama. University of what? Boston College. University of Georgia. You understand? Look into universities, because in the universities, if you want to travel and you don't want to pay for a hotel, call up the university and say, hey, I'm coming in. I'm looking for, do y'all offer complimentary stay for guest students? Yes. Okay. Well, then I would like to book, or potential guest students. Yes. Okay. I would like to come in and book a stay with you guys and check out the college, and then you can see the city. And they will do it all day long. Huh? All day long can you make this happen for yourself. All right? So you go to the universities, you go to the boat houses, you go to the hostels, you go to the couch surfing, you go to the Airbnb, you go to the house sitting. These are ways you can travel the country without having to spend a lot of money in the world, without having to spend a lot of money or literally no money to see the world, to go and travel. So that way you can become a pioneer, an explorer, and you can travel the country and the globe. You understand this? You know how people get to travel the world? Let me tell you how people travel the world. It's simple and it's easy. You want to know? If you're not used to traveling the world, if you're not used to traveling the world by using biplanes, double wing planes, biplanes, if you can't travel that way and you got to use a commercial jet, then here's how I say, this is how you see on Instagram a lot of people travel. You be like, damn, how do they travel from here to there? Every time you see somebody on Instagram, they're somewhere else in another part of the world. You know how they do that? Let me tell you how they do that. It's very cheap. It's very easy, and it makes very common sense. They only book one-way tickets all around the world, all the way till they get themselves back. They don't book a round trip ticket from one place to back home. They book one-way tickets from every place they go to. So they'll book a one-way ticket, which is the cheapest way to do it. They'll book a one-way ticket from, let's say, from Florida to, let's say, Central America, okay? They'll book a one-way ticket from Florida to Central America. Then they'll book a one-way ticket from Central America to South America. Then they'll book a one-way ticket from South America to let's say Africa, then a one-way ticket from Africa to China, a one-way ticket from China to, you understand, wherever the hell in the world you want to go. The Middle East, Iraq, Afghanistan, wherever. They book one-way tickets. And the one-way tickets will cost them at best, maybe when you do one-way tickets, it costs you a lot cheaper. It cuts the price all the way down in half, maybe to a third. So now you're looking at maybe, instead of spending $5,000 on all these, two-way ticket, round trip tickets around the world. You understand? You're spending maybe $2,000 to $2,500 to travel the world, and you're only buying a bunch of one-way tickets till you get back and make your way back home. You understand? Which cheapens the price of the ticket. So now what would have cost you $2,500 alone for a one-way ticket to Africa, from Florida to Africa? All you got to do is get to the nearest part, get as close as you can to Africa. And when you book your one-way ticket from wherever you are, as closest to Africa, the ticket cheapens. It becomes a lot cheaper. Why? Because maybe the flight is only an hour long. The flight then only becomes like an hour long. So the ticket cheapens all the way down. The ticket cheapens that's why I said it cuts the ticket price to maybe a third. Not even half, but maybe a third. It cuts the ticket price all the way down. Because when you're booking from Central America to South America, that cheapens the ticket from being a lot more if you was doing it from America to South America. But if you go from America to Central America, that's a cheap ticket. From Central America to South America, that's a cheap ticket. From South America to, let's say, wherever the closest place is, it cheapens the ticket. The closer and closer you get to the next nearest place, the cheaper and cheaper the ticket becomes. The less hours the flight becomes. You understand what I'm saying? And this is how you get to travel the world, but more so become a pioneer and find a way to bring back or give back to your people so that they know how to travel. They know how to get out there. They know how to become explorers. Let them become explorers as well. You want to build something for your people that is bigger than just yourself. It's time for us to leave America, y'all. It is. Because Armageddon is coming for this country. Armageddon is coming for this country. Go and look at the movie with Matt Damon, Elysium. And this is where we're headed. You understand? If you remember the movie Demolition Man, and you remember how they had cars that was driving themselves and talking to themselves, that was in the '98 movie Demolition Man. Well, they was predicting that stuff then. They had cars that was talking to you. They had monitors that was talking to you, touch screens. They had touch screens and hologram monitors that was talking to you in the movie Demolition Man, which was a movie from 1998. Think about how we're just now getting that into our existence right now. Touch screen, everything, which ain't nothing but no more than maybe 5 or 6 to 7 years old. Touch screens. But it's really not that old. They had it in Demolition Man in 1997, 98. Now go look. If I'm telling you, movies are a depiction of where we are headed into the country. Now that you see Demolition Man, the movie Demolition Man, go look at how everything from Demolition Man is here right now today. We didn't have it in our existence in our own physical world, but it was in the movie, which told you that it existed. It told you that it existed. Touchscreens was in the movie Demolition Man. Cars that drove themselves was in the movie Demolition Man. Cars that they been had a Alexis in Demolition Man. They been had a Siri in the Demolition Man. They been had Siri and Alexis in Demolition Man. They been had touchscreens in Demolition Man. In 1998, they been had touchscreens. They been had things that could talk back to you. So now you look at it and we're just now getting it. Maybe 6 years ago, we're just now getting it. Now go and watch the movie Elysium. I'm telling you where you're about to be in the next 10 years. Go and watch the movie Elysium. And I'm not going to tell you why you need to watch it. You just need to go and watch it and you will see with your own eyes where this country is headed. This is why I said this country is going to be disintegrated. The land here, it will look like a desert. It will look desolate here. It will look like there was nothing here. It will look like the zombie land here. You understand me? And the movie has Matt Damon in it. Look up Matt Damon movie Elysium and go and watch the movie Elysium. So you have a clear understanding of where we are about to go in this country. What they are about to do in this country. If you just go watch Demolition Man, that tells you that movies are a depiction of our reality. Demolition Man gave you Siri and Alexis in 1998. Demolition Man gave you cars that drove themselves in 1998. We see, on the news, a year ago, 2 years ago, cars coming out driving themselves. You be like, ooh, No, go watch Demolition Man. Cars been driving themselves. If you want to take it even back further, go watch The Jetsons. And The Jetsons been told you this. The Jetsons been told you that the Jetsons had tanning beds, flat screen TVs. The Jetsons had flat screen TVs in that cartoon. They had tanning beds in that cartoon. And this is a 1960s cartoon. A cartoon that was born in 1960. Literally 1960. Cartoon that started in 1960. The Jetsons. And they had robotic everything in the Jetsons. This stuff is already predicted. All this stuff here, everything is predicted. They're only giving you the movies to set you up, to prepare you for it. The movies are preparation to say, yo, those who are not awake will sleep to death. If you are not awake to this, you will sleep to death. Literally, they are numbing you to sleep, and they give you movies. Their movies are coming out showing you that this is where we're about to go. And you're going to say, I didn't know this was about to happen to me. I didn't see the sign. They're like, you didn't see the signs? No, I didn't. You couldn't tell the signs? No, I couldn't. You didn't see the movies we were putting out? You didn't see Elysium? You didn't see World War Z? You didn't see I Am Legend with Will Smith? You didn't see these movies? You didn't see these movies? Because these movies gave you clear signs of where we were about to go. We were about to be a land of desolation. These movies are giving you a clear sign of where we're about to go. We are about to be a land of desolation. You understand what I'm saying? It would be desolate here, and everyone, there's already no middle class. So there will be no more middle class. There won't even be an upper class. There will only be what they call the elite. You will only have what we call the elite. That's all that's going to be. It's going to be the elite and the rest of the world. The elite and the rest of the world. And the elite are going to be a selected people. You won't get to become a part of the elite. Some celebrities won't even get to become a part of the elite. Even millionaires will not even become a part of the elite. There are going to be millionaires who won't get to become a part of the elite. You know why? Because money is not real. Power is real. Power is the only thing that is real. Money is not real. It's not going to be about what you can do with your money. It's not going to be about what money, because money will not be able to save you when it comes time for this. Money isn't real. They're gonna put us so far in debt that they're gonna wipe out the debt. We are so far in debt, and we're gonna get deeper and deeper in debt that this is what they're gonna do. They're gonna eventually wipe out the debt, and guess who's gonna be the debt now? You are. You're going to be the ones that they use as paying back the debt. Meaning what? Slaves. You're gonna become slaves again, and not slaves in whips and chains, but slaves to the law, slaves to the legislation, slaves to the policy. You're going to have a curfew. You're going to have a certain curfew you can't stay out past. You're going to have a certain limits of where you could go within this country, where you can't go. Go watch Elysium. Go watch Elysium. Go watch Elysium. And the movie will show you what will happen. Go watch Elysium and you will know. You will wake up. But those who are not awake will become sleep. Those who are not awake will be sleep. And you're going to get rocked to sleep. You're getting numb to sleep. And they're going to say to you, yo, did you not see all the signs we gave you? We gave you all these signs. You ain't see the movies? Go get Elysium and watch what's about to come. Go get Elysium and watch that movie. Demolition Man showed you already just a piece of it. Demolition Man showed you that we can do what? We've been had touch screens. We've been had phones and stuff that can talk back to us. That we've been had holograms that can pop up and we can talk to it. Total Recall is another one of those movies. But go watch Demolition Man, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Now go watch Elysium. Catch up. So you know when I speak of this land would be a desolate land, you know I'm not playing. Because if Demolition Man gave you a depiction of what we already have right now in our physical reality, y'all thought that was just a movie? But they showed you what we have, what we can have in our physical reality. Elysium is another movie that's going to show you what we're going to have in our physical reality. You think I'm playing? And if you don't set yourself up to get up out of this country and leave and go and pioneer your own way, you're going to become trapped, stuck, and left behind in this. Listen to me. What did I say? I said that those who learn lead and those who watch get left. You keep on watching. You keep watching. If you don't learn from what you watch, you don't learn from what you're learning. If you don't learn from what you watch, you're not going to ever be able to lead and go anywhere. And then you're going to be looking at those who are outside the country to come and help you. Yeah. You're going to be looking at people to come and save you. No one's going to be able to come and save you. No one's going to be able to come and help you. No one's going to be able to come and give you the hand up that you need. You understand me? Because you understand why Trump is building a wall? This is just the initial act. This is just the initial action. It's not to keep immigrants out. It's to keep your ass in. You understand? This is just a small implementation of what's to come. That's why I say leave now. That's why I say everybody, I titled this message, everybody is not going to move like you move. Everybody's not going to be able to move like you move. Everybody's not going to be able to go where you go. You're going to have to just go. You're going to have to just go. Go and just go. Because there's people that's going to get left behind. You understand? You're going to have to move. Trump ain't building that wall to keep them out. He's building the wall to keep us in. He's just the start of it. He's just the start of it. He's just starting it. And there's going to be many to come after him to finish it. You remember in where that was? What I think it was Germany. President Reagan, he said, tear down this wall. Remember they had a wall built up and President Reagan went over there and said, tear down this walls, kept a wall in between. So what? For what? So that I think it was the Soviet Union, so that they wouldn't come in. Over in Russia, they wouldn't. And then that's when they became the Soviet Union. They became the Soviet Union after the wall came down. That's why it's called the Union, Soviet Union. After the wall came down. You understand what I'm saying? But this is the thing. These presidents are only implementing a unionized reality for us. We're going to become unionized. Everybody's going to become unionized. We're going to become a part of this union called America. And America is tying themselves into the union of, which is they're already in debt to Canada. The UK, the Britain, Roman Empire, the royal, what is those people? The royal family over there? Yeah. Queen Elizabeth, they run us. They run us. The Vatican, they run us. The Pope, Pontius Maximus, who is Caesar, they run us. You understand what I'm saying? They run us. We don't own nothing over here. So why stay in a land where you own nothing? You don't even own your own soul because of the food you eat. You don't even own your own soul because of the food you eat. I did this download the other day. They're genetically modifying your food to take out the genes that activate other genes inside your body. So that when they take out those genes inside the food, then the genes that your body needs from that food cannot be activated. And so you become lifeless because they took the life out of the food. And you become soulless. You become lifeless because they genetically, look at the word genetically, they modified the genes. And they modify the genes to do what? So you become immune to the modified genes. And then you become docile, you become stupid, you become dumb. And you don't have no capacity to wake up. That's why I started eating my food organic again. Right from the earth. Right from the soil, rich soil. Off the tree. My food has branches and stems still on it when I go and get it. You understand? Because I go to a local fruit stand in a local market. People that still pick their food right around the corner from where I stay. You understand? And get my fruit. Okay? And I'm telling you this right now. That if you don't start going back to a natural state of mind, waking yourself up by paying attention, if you just become a watcher, you will get left. But you got to leave and know that everybody's not going to go with you. So what? Don't even don't ask people to go. Point blank period. Don't ask people to go with you. Just go. Leave. And do what you need to do. And those what you need will become an extension of you. You will find them on your way. That what you need will become an extension of you. You will find them on the way. You will not need to look for them. They will come to you because they are an extension of you. They will come to you. You understand? They are an extension of you. I hope I gave y'all some tips, and I hope y'all gave y'all something to think about. Because y'all need to know that it is through leaving do you become free. This country say the home of the brave and the land of the free. Nah, the home of the slave. Okay? This is the home of the slave and the land of the non-free. It's the home of the slave and the land of the non-free. We're not free here. You don't own nothing here. You only own your clothes. And they can strip them off if they want to. You go mess around and go to jail, you don't get to keep your clothes. Mess around and go to jail, you got to wear their clothes. So you don't even own nothing. You own zero. You don't even own your own soul. You don't know that you don't even own your own soul because of the food you're eating. The food you eat. You're eating food that has no soul in it. You're eating lifeless food. When you eat meat, you're eating dead product. And your fruits and vegetables are live food. This is scientifically proven. It is electric, it is alkaline. Your food is alive. Your food has genes in it. Your fruit and vegetables has genes in it that is alive. And if you don't eat alive food, you don't become alive. You become dead. You are dead because your food is dead. You are dead because everything about your food is dead. They feed you dead animals, and then they feed you dead fruit and vegetables. So how can you be alive? Because fruit and vegetables have genes in it to activate other genes inside your body. There's a post on my Facebook page I posted about how becoming a vegan for 30 days. This girl said how she became a vegan for 30 days, and it activated 500 genes inside her body. That means you become alive. There are parts of you that is not even awake yet that you got to activate and wake up. But you do this through your food. And once you start to wake up, you will understand that you got to leave. You got to go. You got to bounce. You got to get up out of here. You'll start to see everything. Your senses enhanced. Your hearing enhanced. Your taste enhanced. Your 5 physical senses enhanced. But not only that, your 5 internal senses enhanced. Your spirituality enhances. Your psychological mindset enhances. Your emotional well-balance enhances. Your physiological body enhances. And your biological body enhances. From the food. First is your biological. Because food is biology. From the food is first the biology. These are the 5 internal senses. The biology of your biology senses enhanced from the food. Secondly, your physiological senses enhanced, which is how you feel. You can feel things. You are in tune with things even more. You are in tune with the atmosphere. You are in tune with the environment. Your physiological senses change because you become more in tune to your environment. You can feel things when it's not right, and you can feel things when it is right. You can see things, premonition. You can see things before they're about to happen. You can see that it's about to happen before they happen. Premonition. You understand? Your physiological senses enhance, and then your emotional senses enhance. You understand more. You feel more. You understand more. Your emotional sense enhance. You understand a lot more, which puts you in tune with who you are, and you can love people more from that standpoint. And now your mental state enhances, which allows you to analyze, things even more, right brain, which allows you to analyze things even more, right brain. You understand? You can now analyze things a lot more. You analyze things a lot more. You become a little bit more analytical, and now you can break down subjects, and you can break down topics, and you can break down theory, and you can break down philosophy. You can break down religion, and then thus your spirituality enhances. These are your 5 internal senses. Okay, and from the 5 internal senses, does your 5 physical senses triple? Does your 5 physical senses triple enhances? You understand me? Your 5 physical senses triples because of your 5 internal senses have doubled. Now your 5 physical senses triples. You understand? And you can see more, taste more, feel more, hear more, understand more. Okay? This is what it means to be in tune. And I beg of you to wake up and get conscious minded. That's why I started the movement Conscious Minds. I am here to bring you back to your conscious self. I'm here to bring you back to your conscious mind, to your natural state of being. Okay? I got to get up out of here though, because I done ran too long on you. I don't want to keep running long on you. I just need you to understand this. I need you to know this. I need you to get this. I need you to want this. Get it and want it. Feel what I'm saying to you. Enhance your senses and get up and move. Because everybody ain't going to be able to go like you go. Sorry. You're going to look for your best friend? Nope. She got to go. Sorry. You're going to look for your spouse? Nope. Sorry. Can't go. You're going to look for your brother or your sister to go? Nope. Can't go. Because their mind is not your mind. Their mind is not your mind. Their mind is not your mind. You hear me? Their mind is not your mind. I appreciate y'all coming in the building, family. I just want you to know how I appreciate. I'm very thankful. I'm thankful to all my family in the building right now. This was a good one. This was a good building right here. This was a good build. This was a good build, a good download that I'm glad I brought to you, the people, because some of y'all needed to hear these words. I know you did. And some of y'all needed to know how to go about doing it. Sometimes you got these speakers, I like to call them speakers, who come before you and just speak. But no one comes before you and teach. And to teach is to learn. To teach is to learn. See, and to be taught, to do the teaching is to learn. I had to learn this myself. And to be taught is to learn, is to get it. So I had to learn it. And as I teach it, you learn it. And you got a lot of speakers that will come before you. Stop going to hear a lot of speakers. A lot of people are speakers. And that's cool. You know, you need some motivation. Go to a speaker, hear a speaker speak. But if you want some movement, if you want some action, if you want something to do, then go get you a teacher. Because a teacher also always supposed to give you homework. A teacher is supposed to always give you homework. I gave you a little bit of homework here today. And I told you how to travel. If you want to travel, if you want to move, this is the way you can do it. And you don't have to think commercially all the time about it. Stop thinking commercially and start thinking privately. Stop thinking commercially and start thinking privately. And you got that big old internet thing, that search engine called Google, that will pull up almost anything you type in and correct whatever you're trying to say to the right meaning. So if you're trying to say how to travel using private jets or private planes, then you will see all these websites come up about traveling through biplanes or private jets or other ways. And then you will go into other search engines about how to do it through other transportation. You know, the website will pull up other ways of transportating yourself without looking into the commercial way of doing it. You don't have to always think commercial. Think biplane. You may be on a plane, just you and the pilot. It just may be you and the pilot going to an island. And it may cost you $500 at best. But you're on an island. You understand what I'm saying? You're on an island. It may cost you $500 to do that. To go from here to the Bahamas using a biplane instead of using a commercial jet. And from there, it'll cost you to fly from here to Central America or South America. It's going to cost you, round trip, damn near $1,000. I told you, do one trip, one way. Don't do round trips. Do one-way trips. Do one way. From one way to the next, to the next, to the next. From one place to the next. From another place to the next. And you lessen the closer you come into proximity with the next place you want to go. If you just want to land hop, let's say you want to land hop and you go to the next land. You go to the nearest land, whether it's an island or a mass population. The closer you get to it, the cheaper the ticket becomes, and you don't have to do it commercially. You can do it by boat, or you can do it by using a biplane, which is a double wing plane. And you lessen the price of that ticket. You lessen the price of that ticket all the way, and you cut that price about a third. So if you just want to land hop, you can land hop. And you can land hop very cheap. You can land hop very cheap. And in some places, the currency, our money converts into double or triple or quadruple. So if a ticket costs $400 of American money here, it may cost you $100 there. It may cost you $100 to book it from Central America to South America. Your ticket may be $100. And I'm just hypothetically speaking. You understand? Like, because the use of our money in these other countries, it triples and quadruples. You understand? All right. So I know a lot of you are in here. You came with me. I appreciate you being here. I want you to get this download, share it, do whatever you need to do with it. Come back, listen to it again. Give it to somebody. Somebody need to hear it. And stay here with me next time when I come in. All right. I appreciate you. Peace and power to you. Go ahead and get back to your jobs, whatever you're doing. Continue to do what you do best. But take what I gave you, what I taught here today. Take it. Get the food, get your body right with your food first, and then everything else will come from the biology will come the physiology. From the physiology will come the emotional well-being. From the emotional well-being will come the psychological, mental well-being, balanced state. The psychological will create a balanced state of mind, and from the balanced state of mind will you become a supreme being, which is God state. Okay? You will become supreme being, which is God's state. So why don't you do those things? Start with the first thing. Start with the biology first. Start with the food. That's the food. The food is the first thing. The food is biology. Start there. And it will awaken genes in every other parts of you internally. In your internal five senses. And then from your internal five senses, your physical five senses enhances. And from there on and on and on and on and on and on and on, do you become a supreme being. You wake up and you will see things. You will watch things. You will watch movies and you will understand what the movie means. All right. But I'm going to leave you with this. Go get the movie Elysium. So hey, I need to prepare to get the hell up out of America. That's right. All right. I'm out. Peace.